What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's the day you guys have all been waiting for.
The day for what?
Today's the day.
For what? What are you doing, Jared?
Starting on the Bronco. So there was 12 videos of the freaking paint booth. So I'm sure you guys are all getting tired of that.
Not 73?
Oh, sorry, 13, because today's is going out. 13, not 73. Chris was a little off.
It felt like it.
It did feel like it. Probably felt like it to you guys too. So, plan is get this thing on the lift, rip these axles off, get it stripped down of just the frame so we can put the frame on the rotisserie, get this thing in the booth. So that's where we're at right now. Anything else you can think of?
It's time to paint.
Yep. So
You excited?
excited, nervous, ready.
Nervous for what?
As much as I want to get this content out, we just need to get it. I think I'm really just anxious on getting it sold. I just want it built and sold.
We need to paint it then.
So
This is a big deal though. Once we paint it though, we can get, you know, axles back in, just put the motor in, start working on the rest of the drivetrain. You know, get the brake lines, fuel tank, get all that stuff put in here, and then we'll be ready for the body. So
yep.
This is where we can start actually moving forward with it pretty quick, and hopefully some of the other parts show up here pretty soon.
Yeah, I think we'll be doing a lot of trips down to Wild Horses to avoid that 2-day downtime.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad of a trip.
It's good to get out of the shop. But that's where we're at, guys. I know you guys have been asking, waiting, commenting. Can't wait for the build, so here we are. So stay tuned. Quick update. Frame stripped down. Got the axles out. Didn't take too long. It's a lot easier when you're dealing with just a stock one, not 12-inch coilovers with custom mounts and all the other crazy BS. But all the paint supplies that I had when we moved in here were up there, and we put the lift in the way, so we knew that was going to be an issue. But Chris is like, hey, we'll just lift it up and pull the totes off. But now you can see
This doesn't go down without weight.
so
You're supposed to have a vehicle on it. So you know, you're thinking what, at least a minimum 4,000 to 5,000 pounds.
yeah, so there's probably maybe 500 up there right now.
Yeah.
So this is what we're waiting on right now. Figure it's perfect time to do an update. But that's where we're at. I know time lapse is still going, but we have some parts to order for the front axle, the rear, but it's there. You know, we put this thing on the rotisserie when we get this paint out. All we're trying to do right now with pulling these totes out to see if I actually have epoxy primer before I go buy some. That's why we're pulling it down. But stay tuned, guys. So, got the new frame on the rotisserie. Just gotta balance this real quick, and we'll be ready to go. Get this thing.
We popped up all the boogers, so we're gonna go through real quick and wipe it down, and
yeah, we'll hit it with some Scotch-Brite, some
like 80
sand,
grit, 120 grit, something like that.
just to rough it up a little bit. I mean, like the frame's pretty much flawless right now. Just little things that the sandblaster couldn't get, like inside the buckets, stuff like that. But just want to give you guys.
That's not a huge concern though, because the reason it didn't get in there is because there's stuff in the way. So same thing in the back with the leaf spring purges. It couldn't get in there. We do need to pop these bushings out though.
Yeah. besides that, you know, get this thing prepped.
Painted.
Yep, put it in there and get the first paint job done with the little, what, 26 gallon we're going to attempt it with?
It's a 27, okay?
27.
I want, don't make me lose a pound.
No, don't. It's an inch, not a pound. Yeah.
An inch. 6 to 7 is a big difference, okay?
Don't lie. 4 to 5 is a big difference.
Yeah, it's average.
All right, guys, stay tuned. All right, guys, got the frame all done. Sanded down on the rotisserie. And for all you haters out there that said something about our ghetto rotisserie, talked all that crap, we do have one. So like I said before, the only reason why we made that going with the field goal post is because we can't open the tailgate or mess with the grill with a regular rotisserie, so that's why we made the ghetto one. But we do have a real rotisserie. So it's all sanded down. I'm gonna get it blown off, hit it with a compressor, a normal blower, get all this stuff. We have all the sandblast sand that's still inside this thing, so finish it up, hit it, get it inside.
Yeah, hit it,
prime it,
rag, whatever, and then
prime it, paint it, call it good. Let it sit, get the axles prepped, get those done by tomorrow. We'll have it.
Spray the axles tomorrow and then reassemble
the
following day.
Yep, so that's where we're at. Moving right along. Stay tuned. Well, that's a wrap for today's video. We got it painted.
Yeah, it looks pretty good too.
You called it. I did not think this thing was gonna have paint on it today when you said that yesterday. I'm like, nope, not happening.
Why not?
I was worried about the little compressor. I think that was the only thing.
It struggled a bit. I mean, there were times when I really wanted to knock on the window and tell Jared, you can stop painting for a minute, let that thing catch up. You know, it was dropping down to, you know, 30, 40 PSI, and we're trying to have a little bit higher than that. But yeah, and that was the tank, not what was regularly coming out. Like the tank was dropping down low from 125, it was dropping down like 40 or 30. And there wasn't much air left. But yeah, it turned out pretty decent, especially for you know, original chassis. This one was in good condition for being 50 years old. But yeah, we got it torn down. You guys saw the process in the video, time lapse and whatnot. Thinking that some of the other time lapses, you can see how we rotated it back and forth. We actually didn't paint it flat, except for I think the first round of epoxy primer, it was flat. And then we started rotating. After that, we left it kind of 45 and 45, and it made it to where Jared could get in there and hit all the edges and get it really well. And honestly, I don't see anywhere that was missed. So that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think we're gonna let this sit in here overnight, let it finish curing, doing its thing, and then rip this out of here and bring in axles.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Spray the axles and then just leave those things in here. What else are we gonna do? We're gonna hang some stuff in here, right?
Oh, those radius arms, the coils, the springs.
Yeah, race arms. Yeah. The leaves too. Are we gonna do those?
Yeah, might as well just spray those too.
Okay.
They were new, if you guys were wondering. They're new springs, leaf springs, and those coil springs were new. But
Yeah.
I should probably look at you guys when I'm talking to you.
You're pulling a Chris.
I'm pulling a Chris. I don't want you.
Scary.
Yeah, I don't want you guys making love to me. That's why I look over here. But yeah, you know, came out okay. I mean, it came out good. It was a little bit glossier than I was expecting.
But it's not even close to cured yet. I mean, we just finished spraying.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about this booth compared to doing it in the garage. Like previous projects, we're just throwing up, you know, plastic around, throw a couple box fans at the door when the door's cracked open, you know, 2 feet. This works a lot better. It just pulls everything right away from you, so it doesn't.
Yeah, I was able to breathe and see. I know when I sprayed in the garage doing the Bronco, like the first coat, you literally could not see your hand in front of your face. I wore a face shield that was completely overspray on it, so you're just like guessing where you're spraying. So being able to
tell
see.
by your last paint job. Jab.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the red Bronco that was last painted either.
No. But yeah, no, pretty happy with how it turned out. There's a bit of orange peel, but I don't mind it. It's kind of like when you do your house, it covers up the rest of the imperfections and lets it kind of look just one consistent deal.
It's like makeup.
Yep. We just prettied her right
Cover
on
up the flaws.
Yeah, you don't want to see what she looks like in the morning.
Don't want to get coyote ugly.
But yeah, I think we're gonna call it a day, clean up some of our paint mess, you know, finish cleaning up the guns, whatnot. And then tomorrow, I'll show you guys, we'll roll this out, get the other parts and pieces torn down, cleaned up, sprayed in here, let those sit, and then what does that put us at? 2 days from now, I think we can probably reassemble all this. Do we have motor mounts?
No, I was thinking about that last night.
So at least we need to get motor
We'll
mounts.
take a trip down to Wild Horses, I think.
Wild Horses?
Yeah, we're gonna have to grab some stuff.
Yeah, we need to figure out a cross member for the transmission that bolts in here. We will need that for the transmission for the AOD, which...
At least this one just bolts in. Not like mine where I had to custom build mine for 2 days.
Well, that was a custom chassis that we had to deal with, contend with on that. But yeah, so maybe Wednesday might be just a parts sorting. We need to go talk with the transmission guy, get some of that figured out. Yeah, probably that'd be a good day to go source a bunch of those parts, whatnot, let this stuff sit and kind of cure as long as it can. And before we start the assembly, and then we'll be able to get the suspension axles put back in, throw the motor in, hopefully have the transmission, throw the transmission in. We already have the transfer case, which that needs to be painted as well.
Yep.
We're gonna break that apart and put some new seals in it. But whatever, we'll talk about that later in the next video.
So, all right guys, well, that's a wrap. We'll see you in the next video.